Will LiveFit Food be the solution to our complicated food problem? Welcome back to Slow Roll. My name is Stephanie. Videos every Wednesdays on the day-to-day reviews and anything in between. And today we wanted to take a minute to review a box subscription system that we have been trying for the last months. Now, we ordered LiveFit Food at the end of August, preparing for Luke's crazy month of September. And this has been a problem in our lives for quite some years now. There are certain periods of time in life where Luke's work gets really busy, we're busy at home, things are just nuts. I'm sure people with kids out there are teachers. September is just one of those months that can get out of hand really, really quickly. And for us, that means that we end up usually eating out a lot. With me not really being able to cook at home and Luke working 10, 12, 14, 16-hour days sometimes, it's just simply hard to make sure that we feed ourselves, but not only feed ourselves food, but good food, healthy food, food that we actually won't get tired of. We tried the food subscription boxes where they send you all the food, you make it at home, it's quick, it's easy, blah, 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 don't have to grocery shop. It didn't really work because by the time Luke got home, I'm starving because I haven't eaten dinner. Luke's starving and exhausted, spending 30, 45 minutes in the kitchen, and some of those recipes that said were 30 minutes were turned into an hour. It just wasn't working. It wasn't saving us the time and the energy, and we would still end up going out or ordering out anyways. And honestly, we just couldn't find a good solution to our problem. Step in LiveFit Foods. It's a website that I found. They come out of Toronto. There are a few different websites that offer this service. It is essentially a pre-packaged meal made in-house, fresh from chefs, and they ship it to you. You can either eat it during the week, you have about 5 days to eat the cooked food, or you can put it in the freezer and it's good for, I believe, 3 to 6 months, which is more than enough time for the average person to go through these meals. But we weren't sure what the quality was gonna be like. Is this gonna be just like a bit better than a Michelina's, which is like, no, I'm not interested? Or are we actually gonna be seeing some solid, good food cooking? So the plan was for me to try a bunch of different recipes. We kind of went all over the map. They have a few different categories of food. The nice thing is they do let you kind of customize it to an extent. You can't customize the ingredients in the meals, so there were a few dishes that I can't have due to my Crohn's and things like that, things with nuts and things like that. But thankfully they have some pretty good substitution options. You can add extra protein if you're someone that needs more protein, things like that. It does give quite a bit of flexibility. One of the other big issues we were having with the box options is that the side dishes were always salads, which I can't eat. And so it was getting to be a point where I wasn't getting a lot of food in the food boxes because I couldn't eat half of what was in them. And so when I was looking at LiveFit Food's ingredient sheets and different options for meals, there was quite a few meals that I could actually choose from, which I was kind of surprised by. They often use things like broccoli or cauliflower as the vegetable, and it's the only vegetable they use, and that's something I have to be careful with. I can't eat too much of it. And so these types of things were things that were in my brain that I was trying to figure out if this was going to be a good fit. So in the end, we swallowed the pill of the extra cost and bought a box of LiveFit Food. We brought in 5 main dishes and we have been eating them for the last month on days where Luke has to work late or on days that we know are going to be, you know, rushed or complicated or whatever it ends up being. And honestly, it's been a pretty nice addition to our family and to our way of living. It hasn't felt challenging. It hasn't felt complicated. It hasn't felt like it's modified the way we have to do things to make it fit into our schedule. I do have to say that the quality and the caliber of food is pretty on point. The protein percentages and amounts are really good. Some of the meals even shocked me on the amount. There was a shrimp coconut dish that we had that was amazing, and the amount of shrimp in it was just mind-boggling, to be honest. And I hope that that continues to be the case as time goes on and as we continue to look at this as an option. But almost all the dishes, I liked them all. Some of them, we found that the vegetables were a little underdone. You leave them in the oven a little bit longer. We did them always in the oven instead of in the microwave. Honestly, that's just a thing that Luke doesn't like, microwaving food. I understand that. I ended up having one dish in the microwave, didn't see a lot of difference. The one thing we did end up doing is we had 3 meals at the outset of receiving the box, which was during one of Luke's crazy weeks. And we put the other 2 meals in the freezer to try later, or later on when Luke had another crazy moment. And so we also wanted to test out how the meals froze, because they said that you could literally just throw what comes directly in the box into the freezer. Same thing with the oven. It is so convenient, it's insane. Now, most people will look at the price per meal as a bit of a deterrent. You're looking at anywhere between $9 and $13 a meal. Now, once you add coupons, if you subscribe to their system, you get an extra 10% off and free delivery. It does lower the cost. At the end of the day, it's not the cheapest way of feeding a family, and a large family, I don't think, would ever be able to do this. But that wasn't the real point of this review or why we were doing it. We're 2 people in a household that have a very complicated lifestyle, very complicated needs, and it's a real special opportunity for us to try something different. And honestly, it worked for us. It made sense. Like I said, it didn't affect our lifestyle. It just kind of joined it.
So far, so good. I'm really impressed with the fact that none of this is overcooked. Also really enjoying the broccoli. It's not like, you know, steamed to crap. Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. So we'll see how it goes as the week progresses.
We intend on continuing to use LiveFit Food during periods of time when we are really busy. The nice thing is you can set your subscription to weekly, monthly, twice a week, once every quarter. They do really allow a lot of flexibility. You can skip a period at any time. They do really make it really easy. Their website is fairly user-friendly for the most part. I found payment a little difficult to get through. It is what it is. But for the most part, it was a really streamlined process. The box arrives at your door, everything's ready to go. Throw it in the fridge or the freezer, into the oven for 10-15 minutes. Honestly, the process, I don't think could be much simpler. The only thing I would want LiveFit to do is become a little bit more consistent in their recipe cycles and in the food cycles from a perspective of quality. Some of our vegetables were really well cooked, like incredibly well cooked. Others were a little less. You know, it's that kind of, it'd be nice for that to be a little bit more streamlined and more consistent. I also understand that they have a huge team of chefs that literally make these fresh every week. And so, you know, it's one of those things that I'll take what I can get, to be honest. After all the other things we've tried, this has probably been the closest thing we found to something that's going to work for us long-term during busy times of the year. I look forward to continuing to use LiveFit Food in the future and continuing to try other recipes. The recipes we chose from their website were fairly in our wheelhouse, the ones that we knew we were gonna like. So I look forward in the future to kind of changing it up, which you can do, and adding other meals as they change meals into our list of meals that are going to add and be sent to us. I look forward to continuing to check out those and kind of seeing how things go. Right now, our subscription is once a month. We receive 5 meals once a month. It works for us. It makes sense with our schedule. As time goes on, will we up it? Will we lower it? I don't know. We'll keep you guys posted. But for the time being, I think it's a great addition to our household. And I think it's just filled a gap that we've been looking to fill for such a long time. And if that consistency piece even gets better, I'll be even happier. But I do recommend LiveFit Food. None of this was sponsored. We paid all of this out of our own pocket. We really wanted to try it for our household. And honestly, if you are in a situation like ours, where if you have a period of time in your family that's incredibly busy and you just need a little bit of extra help, I would highly recommend them as an option, and just seeing whether or not it'd be a good fit for you and your family as well. I hope you've enjoyed today's video and our review of LiveFit Foods. If you've liked this video, we'd really love a like. If you haven't subscribed already, it would really help us with the wonderful YouTube algorithm so that we can continue to review some weird stuff for you as time goes on. So I hope you subscribe if you haven't already. Leave us a comment if you've already used LiveFit Food or if you've tried other systems like this, and let us know what you think about those. We'd love to see if there's other stuff like this out there. There's a few other companies we're contemplating trying out as well, so stay tuned for those. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and we'll see you guys next week. Don't forget to slow your roll. Looking for more reviews from us? Check out this playlist.